We've got the UPS and Teamsters in negotiations. No contract reached. Okay, that's the headline. And so here's where we stand today. The UPS executives and Teamsters felt like they had a deal, and now the Teamsters walked away. This is according to UPS. Jim Mayer, UPS spokesperson. We have nearly a month left to negotiate. We have not walked away, and the union has a responsibility to remain at the table. And I got two articles here. This is from Sean O'Brien, Teamsters General President. This multi-billion-dollar corporation has plenty to give American workers. They just don't want to. UPS had a choice to make, and they've clearly chosen to go down the wrong road. Now, we're talking about contract talks for 340,000 people. 340,000 people. Okay? This is unbelievable. You think this won't have a ripple on the economy? It will. Now, the July 5th deadline is what they were shooting for today, because if they were to have come to an agreement that it takes that long, July 31st, so it takes from the 5th to the 31st to fully ratify everything, because it's got to go through all these different processes. And so now UPS is saying, we're worried we're not going to get this deal done, and we're going to actually have a strike come midnight, July 31. In fact, I read several articles today that said that the UPS employees are already practicing their strike. Like they're picketing. They're walking up and down with a practice picketing line because they will go on rotation, and this is the thing. So they only have 26 days to figure it out. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. And so where do we stand on this historically? This is important. So UPS has been through this before. It was 1997. The 19th largest strike in American history. This was a 15-day strike, and 185,000 workers walked off the job. And it crippled UPS 15 days. Now, what would this do to the economy? Well, when we're talking about UPS, okay, if you just take 15 days, let's say it lasts 15 days like it did in 1997, you're looking at about 3% of the global transport and 6% of the U.S. transport. So somebody's going to benefit from this. Their competitors will, non-union competitors. And that's what UPS executives are worried about. Okay? And here's what's going to go down. Okay? They're going to walk off, okay, come July 31, and you watch what happens. Be back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is just like Congress negotiating, just like the Dems and the Republicans. Every however many years they start negotiating on the debt ceiling. This is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. They had a deal. Apparently, UPS says we had a deal, and then they started making more changes. What's the public position of the union chair? They didn't do enough. They didn't do enough. They didn't do enough. So what happens is it's a game of chicken, and they're going to stare each other down. Now, there is about, I think I read in one of these articles, I couldn't find it, but there's about $346 or $364 million in the union fund that is set aside for these strikes so that the union workers still keep getting paid. But you reach a point where you run out of money, and then you have to sit down and negotiate. Unions are bad because they raise prices, they shut down competition, and they keep people from getting a job unless you're in the union. At some point, unions need to go away for good.